Welcome to Koala Gardens. I'm Katrina and I've got Bullet here just behind me in one of the plantation trees. You're welcome. This video has been made possible by my patrons. Shout out to Carolyn Coburn, who's just joined on the new Gumnut High 5 level. Pop over to Patreon and check it out. I want to just talk a little bit about what the issues are that are really facing koalas. We've got lots and lots of issues, lots of things we're dealing with, but they actually all come down to one issue alone: not enough habitat. If we can't save the cutest animal in the world, what's going to happen to the rest? And saving koalas means preserving habitat, not just planting new habitat. That's important, that's fantastic, but preserving existing habitat. You're not one of that 60% that haven't subscribed yet, are you? If you're watching this and you haven't, fix it right now. One of the solutions that we hear getting talked about is habitat offsets. So what happens is some company is going to destroy some habitat, so they pay some money for offsets, which is preserving or creating by planting habitat to, make up for the stuff that they're doing. One of the huge issues with these offsets is the way they're set up. Those offsets can happen a long, long way away from wherever the development is going to be happening. So let's think about that in terms of koalas. Koalas are extremely territorial. So if somebody were to buy my property, unfortunately they can't do this because it's under a conservation agreement, but if somebody were to buy my property and they were to destroy all of the habitat here to do some kind of development, and they offset it by paying for some planting to be done 300 kilometres away, how would that help the koalas that live actually on this property? It wouldn't help at all. We can't pick them up and move them to a new plantation because they're baby trees and because it's so far away from their territory. So where would they go? Where would they live? And not just the koalas, but every other animal that shares their environment. So offsets, they're just cheap. We all know as we watch Bullet in his environment, the koalas need a big landscape with lots of trees to choose from. And what about chlamydia? We hear about this all the time. We've got all kinds of strategies that are being funded by millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars from the government to combat chlamydia. So let's pretend that it all works. Let's just pretend that for a moment, that it all works and we cure chlamydia in koalas. My question always is, so what now? Where are all of these healthy koalas going to live if we've destroyed their habitat? I want to acknowledge the Widjabul Waible people of the Bundjalung Nation. I'm so proud to stand on Bundjalung land. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land. The next solution that I hear lots of noise get made about is pouring many, many millions of dollars again into these amazing IVF breeding programs. Let's collect sperm from these poor dead koalas, freeze it, put it in banks and be able to make joeys somehow, because they're not realizing that it's all the females that we're losing at a huge rate. But even if they do this, even if they build up this fantastic sperm bank ready for when koalas are nearly extinct, I am quite certain that the only way that is going to produce living koalas is going to be living koalas that end up in captivity, not thriving wild populations out in the bush. Another thing the government wants to pour millions and millions and millions of dollars into is working out how many koalas do we have. because the fact is we don't know. However, how is that going to help us if while we're spending millions of dollars developing drones and sending them out and building databases and collating it all and mapping it and going ooh ah, while we're doing that, all of this habitat is being logged? I'd support the counting of koalas out in the wild if we had a complete moratorium on logging while we do it. We've got an election coming up, a federal election, in only another couple of weeks. So in the lead up to this, I've just highlighted some of the things that I think are some of the big koala issues. And I'm inviting you to write in the comments below and let me know, is there any of those points that I've just made about habitat loss, offsets, chlamydia, IVF and koala sperm collection, koala counting projects, any of those things that you would like me to do a deeper dive into as we lead up to working out who the hell are we going to end up with in power as a result of this next election, and what is it going to mean for our koalas, for the environment, and therefore for the whole planet. And you made it through to the end of another Koala Gardens video. So would you take a moment to write in the comments below, I want more koala habitat. Thanks for watching, and if you want to help support, you can hop over to Redbubble and check out the merchandise there. Great for a treat for yourself or a gift for someone else. And don't forget, watch lots of my video, like, comment, subscribe. It all helps me bring more koalas to the world.